So, cameras, today we're going to be talking about should we upgrade the existing monolith or should we start migrating to Composable DXP, right? So, everyone's asking about this question like, what should we do? What's the right answer? Is there a right answer?
Yeah, I think with the big announcement with some of the traditional monolith CMSs moving towards a lighter composable stack, yeah, I think it's a question on everybody's lips right now. What should we do? And it's a bit of a difficult question to fully answer because everyone's situation is different. Some people are deeply ingrained in their existing CMS provider, so it's not an easy move to make. Others are using all of the features in their provider, so to replicate that might be a lot of work for them. And others will have a lot of deep backend integrations that are not going to change overnight. So it really is it varies. It depends kind of situation. I think people need to pay a lot of attention to this. If you're somebody who's just on a brochureware types of site who are not using all of your features of your existing CMS platform, then this situation might be made a lot simpler. We know with some of the traditional CMSs that we've been used to, like Sitecore, the dirty little secret is that nobody really uses those analytics features. So actually, you just have a traditional old school CMS at that point. So it's just the data, it's the presentation, and then it's a case of, do we want to upgrade or do we want to continue to upgrade, right? Do we want to continue to upgrade? And at what point do we make the jump to a headless CMS, a SaaS-based CMS? And when you get to that point, the question is, how do you what platform do you get onto? It's not a case of do we upgrade? It is a case of you have to migrate. So if I was going from Sitecore XP to Sitecore Content Hub, you'd think, okay, well, I can just run the traditional installation update wizard magic thing, and boom, I'm going to be on Content Hub. No, it doesn't quite work like that. You have to migrate that data yourself. And when if you're going to migrate that data yourself, at that point you have to really ask yourself what is the right platform for me that I'm moving to? Because it is a new platform, it is a new build.
Yeah.
You might be.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say is if you can upgrade and you've been using all the features, then great. But like you said, sometimes you can't upgrade because it's like it's the end of the shelf life, right? So you have no choice. But the good thing is at least they can do it in pieces. Don't always have to take the whole thing at once and create a whole kind of strain on your organization, but they could do it piece by piece, move commerce out, move marketing automation out, and then go that route.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Sitecore's platform is going to stick around for a few years, so it's not like we have to move right now. It's going to be happening over several years. But if you haven't been ingrained in all of the features, like you said, you can start to remove some of these Lego blocks out, right? And start to unpiece it and put them into the correct boxes that they belong in. One of those ways may be that if you're on XP and you're not using any of those features, scale back down to XM and then start to use Sitecore's Experience Edge. There's a bunch of new features coming out in 10.2, which will also help. But right now, as it stands, if you're going to go to XM with Experience Edge, you have to still rewrite your front end because of the way it's hosted together with GraphQL and those JSON endpoints, which is no good for your Sitecore MVC sites, but it is good for your JSS type sites. Or you can take a step back and use XM with something like Uniform, which will take your MVC site and just push it up into a Jamstack-based, lightweight architecture, and you don't need any of those CD servers, but still give you some of that personalization. So there are options to continue to go down the upgrade path if you're not ready for the migration path right now, at least.
Yeah, and part of that is also finding, or we say it all the time, right? Either reusing what you already have. So nature of these monoliths is you're probably replicating some of the processes, so you can get rid of that and just use, if you're using a CRM or a PIM, rather than duplicating it, or DAM, rather than duplicating the effort.
Yeah.
make that and then make that a priority and use that. Or if you're looking to add a new feature, like you want to do, I don't know, B2B analytics, find the best of breed. You're no longer tied to like one vendor. And actually, I personally don't think one vendor can provide everything, which is the best of breed, right? It's really difficult to do that. That's why we have so many different companies.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, you need to specialize, right? A Formula One car is extremely good at going extremely fast, but it's going to be no good for me to use it as a generic car to go shopping in, right? You need those specialist pieces of equipment for the specialist jobs. That's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. But yeah, so people can move these pieces out slowly, and they don't have to worry about a big bang, everything shutting down overnight.
Yeah, do it over a
And
period of
the amount of times talking about integrations, as you mentioned, the amount of times we always hear about the source of truth. We have the data in this system, but then we're talking about the source of truth. It's like, well, why do we need this bit in the middle? Why don't we just go to the source of truth instead of worrying about this process syncing and this file from this server and then this process running to marry this data together? Just go directly to the source of truth, and there's nothing else in the middle to maintain, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Any other piece of advice, cameras?
It's a big world out there with the Composable DXP piece. If you are thinking about the migration piece, it will seem overwhelming. There is a wealth of knowledge out there, but engage with a partner, engage with us, hopefully. But if not, engage with a partner that's been through this. It's a process. It's an initial struggle, but once you've done this a few times, putting those Lego pieces together is super simple.
All right, thank you.